We are here tonight to call the Riverheads Gladiators hosting the Wilson Memorial Green Hornets in Shenandoah District high school football action. I'm Leland McCray. I'll be with you all night as we will be streaming this game on the NFHS network, and we are about 13 minutes away from kickoff. Last week, the Riverheads Gladiators faced Tazewell. The Bulldogs were a solid matchup for the Gladiators last week as they held leads at the half and in the second half, but in the late third and fourth quarter, Riverheads pulled away to win that game 28-17 to make Riverheads 1-0 and continue their 27-game winning streak. The opponent for tonight, Wilson Memorial, last week was at the Little Giants of Waynesboro, where they were able to come away with a victory in the snow in a close game throughout the first half. We are here tonight to call the Riverheads Gladiators hosting the Wilson Memorial Green Hornets in Shenandoah District high school football action. I'm Leland McCray. I'll be with you all night, calling a timeout, saving some time, streaming this game on the NFHS network, and we are about 13 minutes away from kickoff to Ryan Mundy. Last week, the Riverheads Gladiators scored going into halftime. So instead of 8-8 in the locker room, 28-17 to make Riverheads 1-0 and continue their 27-game winning streak. So they will come in football game. The opponent for tonight, Wilson Memorial, last week was at in this matchup, Little Giants of Waynesboro, where they were able to come away with the victory in the snow local district teams in a close game throughout the first half, as the Little Giants were holding Wilson from getting down the field and finding points, but a big coaching decision before halftime, calling a timeout, saving some time, set up a 55-yard pass play from Caden Welcher around 2013 to Ryan Mundy for the go-ahead score going into halftime. So instead of 8-8 in the locker room, it was 15-8. And with all the momentum, Wilson came out in the second half and won that football. So they will come in football games. So they'll come into this game against Riverheads 1-0 as well. In this matchup in recent years, Riverheads has been successful, and like they are with most of the local district teams. But Riverheads has won 7 straight against the Green Hornets, with Wilson winning their last matchup in 2013. Overall, Riverheads owns the series 37-20 and 2 ties. But Riverheads has dominated this series the last 7 years, including last year winning 48-0. But back around 2013 moving forward, this was one of the most heated rivalries in the district, as Wilson similar to the Riverheads had a very successful team that made their way all the way to Salem and played in the state championship game one year against Greenville. But since Riverheads has really had a lot of success, including being in the state title the last 5 years, winning the last 4, and obviously up here at Riverheads, the goal is to make it back this year. Last week, Maurice Johnson, number 24, had 4 carries. For the visitors, leading their efforts will be Caden Welcher at quarterback. Last week, 1 for 4 for 55 yards and a touchdown. That 55-yard touchdown just before half. So expect to hear. He also carried the ball 7 times, 56 yards, and that's 8 yards per carry. So that is a player for Riverheads to watch coming out of the backfield. When the quarterback can run, it's just another guy for the defense to worry about, similar to the Riverheads offense. DeJour Carter was able to be the go-to guy for the Wilson Memorial Green Hornets last week, as he got the ball 18 times and ran for 80 yards, 4.4 yards per carry. Expect to hear his name a lot tonight. Maurice Johnson and Skylar Whiting are also 2 productive running backs for the Green Hornets. Last week, Maurice Johnson, number 24, had 4 carries, 17 yards, while Skylar Whiting, number 33, had 5 carries for 12 yards and the touchdown. Noah Campbell was able to get in the end zone, as well as Trent Groover. So expect to hear all those names out of the Wilson backfield. The defense will need to play well tonight for the Wilson Memorial Green Hornets, as the Riverheads Gladiators have plenty of weapons on their side as well. This offense is led by Zach Smiley, number 8, the senior running back who has just been producing for years and years here at Riverheads. Last week, 30 carries, 132 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and then also caught the game-changing 14-yard touchdown where it clinched the Riverheads' victory, putting them up by 2 scores. We're going to have the anthem here. I'm going to hold on. So picking back up with the leaders for this Riverheads offense, and in addition to Zach Smiley, who was able to score 42 touchdowns last year and 2,200 yards in their state title run. Also, Cy Cox returning as a senior. Last week, 10 carries, 64 yards, and that's a nice 6.4 yards per carry. Also, we will hear the names Caden Cook-Cash, a freshman, scoring a touchdown last week. Only 4 carries for 20 yards last week, but to expect him to get the ball more as he ran well last week. Also, number 4, Aiden Miller, a junior, a speedy running back, should get the ball a good amount tonight, as well as fullbacks, number 26, Noah Smiley, a junior, and number 24, Cole Burton, a junior. Out at split end, Landon Leitner, a junior. He had a reception for 21 yards last night. So picking back up with the leaders for this Riverheads offense, in addition to Zach Smiley, who was able to score 42 touchdowns last year and 2,200 yards in their state title run. Also, Cy Cox returning as a senior. Last week, 10 carries, 64 yards, and that's a nice 6.4 yards per carry. Buffalo Gap has traveled to Stewart. Also, we will hear the names Caden Cook-Cash, a freshman, scoring a touchdown last week. Only 4 carries for 20 yards last week, but expect him to get the ball more as he ran well last week. Also, number 4, Aiden Miller, a junior, a speedy running back, should get the ball a good amount tonight, as well as fullbacks, number 26, Noah Smiley, a junior, and number 24, Cole Burton, a junior. Out at split end, Landon Leitner, a junior. He had a reception for 21 yards last night. And you're going to hear me talk about Cooper Robeson a lot tonight, as he'll be handling the kickoffs and the extra points, and he was 4 for 4 on those extra points in the Shenandoah District. When you have to face Riverheads, who won the state title last year, and Stewart Straft, who came just short. Other games going on in the area tonight. Buffalo Gap has traveled to Stewart Straft, and a heck of a matchup happening over there. Obviously a rivalry in the area. They faced each other twice last year, including a playoff win by Stewart Straft. Both of those matchups wins for Stewart Straft. But last week, Buffalo Gap beat Luray at home after a late week scheduling to get the Bulldogs to come out to a slope. And the Bison got the victory in what not many predicted, as Luray was looking to probably be a Region 2B favorite. So a big win for Buffalo Gap helps them in the PowerPoints and helps them moving forward, as they have a tough schedule, as does everybody in the Shenandoah District, when you have to face Riverheads, who won the state title last year, and Stewart Straft, who came just short of a state title last year in Class 2. Other game going on, Stanton and Fort Defiance face each other this week in another rivalry game, an Old Valley District rivalry game now happening in the Shenandoah District. I hope to have scores for you all night on those matchups. Stanton, big win last week against East Rock. They played that game up at JMU late Saturday. They were able to get a win, and another kind of surprising final score, as Stanton was able to kick the field goal to win that ball game. We will be flying solo here up at Riverhead, beating East Rock, making East Rock 0-2. That was one of those teams in Class 2B that people thought might be strong this year. They're starting the season off 0-2. So both teams wide open in Region 2B. Riverhead's the perennial power here. East Rock played last night. I missed that score. I'm getting told in the press box East Rock lost last night, so they're 0-3, so they will not be making the playoffs out of 2B. There's going to be too much competitiveness, even if they win the rest of the way. So a surprising start to the season for East Rock, and sorry for not having that up. This will be his first matchup against the Gladiators. A tough task, but he has experience coaching against the Gladiators. He's been on the Stewart Straft staff in the past. So we'll see how it goes here tonight for the new coach, as they have set the ball down 10 yards off from where it was supposed to be. So the officials getting straight here tonight, but this should be a good one between the Gladiators, Riverheads, the perennial power here, and the Wilson Memorial Green Hornets. He has produced some great ones. We'll see what we get tonight. Wilson didn't have a spectacular season last year, but they're looking to get better with new head coach Drew Bugden, as he was able to win his opening game as the head coach. Riverheads kicks off to Wilson, and it's a good one, as it's going to bounce on the ground through the legs of a Wilson player. He's inside the 10, picking it up, nowhere to go, and that's going to be a great takedown by the Riverhead special teams, as Wilson's going to have to start this drive around the 10-yard line with 90 yards ahead of them on the field. That's why Riverheads does that on kickoffs. They don't always just kick it deep. They kick it on the ground and make people pick up a fumbling around ball, and that worked out perfectly for the Gladiators. So Wilson ball to start the game on their own 10-yard line. Caden Welcher's going to be at quarterback with only DeJar Quarter over on the wing. Caden's going to throw on his first play, and it's high and unable for his receiver to catch it out on the far side.
Second down and 10.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Green Hornets, as that it's an incomplete for Welcher. As the time ticks here, 11:47, holding at 11:47 as that was an incomplete pass. But 2nd and 10, Welcher back in the shotgun, does have a back there with him. Does look like Carter. Welcher's going to be at quarterback. Jet sweep with the receiver coming across. Nowhere for him to go, as he's going to get forward momentum for a short gain, maybe one. There's nothing cooking there for the Green Hornets. Noah Campbell there for 1 yard.
Second down and 10.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Green Hornets.
And Isaac
That it's an incomplete 1 yard carry there for Campbell.
And 9 yards to go.
Last week he had 4 carries, 12 yards, and a touchdown. Got stopped quick there, but Riverheads defense forcing a 3rd and long for the Green Hornets. Riverheads Gladiators. Welcher back in the shotgun. Does have a back there with him. As we have, does look like Carter. A snap. He's going to be throwing downfield. The defense is going back, and there is no receiver able to catch that, as he did have number 25, Ryan Mundy, running down the sideline and just overthrown just enough to make that an incomplete pass there for the Green Hornets. You're listening to high school football here on NFHS Network. Live images from the network, and I'm Leo McCray here with the audio. 4 carries, 12 yards, and a touchdown. So 4th and 10 for the Green Hornets, and they have the punter standing on the goal line. Forcing a 3rd and long for the Green Hornets. Riverheads bring a little heat. Riverheads Gladiator. Not sure if they touched it, but it's not a great punt, and he went straight up, and it lands down on the 35-yard line, bounces back towards the 30, and that's going to get down at the 31-yard line, and that's where Riverheads will start their drive. So that was a 3-play, 1-yard drive for Wilson that took a minute 13 off the clock. Listening to high school football here on NFHS Network. So Riverheads will start this drive 31 yards away from the end zone, as we have Bennett Dunlap under center with Cy Cox coming in motion. He's going to get the football. He's going out to the left side, and he has some space, and he's going to pick up 4 or 5 yards. Maybe 6. And we'll give it 5 yards there to Cy Cox.
Make it 5, 2nd down and 5 yards to go.
5-yard gain for Cy Cox. So that was a 3-play. Bennett under center. The snap. He's going to give it to Cy Cox again, this time going to the right side. He bounces outside, and he has nothing but green grass in front of him. Touchdown, Cy Cox. No flags on the field. Riverheads takes the lead early here with 10:06 left in the first quarter, and Riverheads is on the board for 6 with an extra point pending. 2 plays, 2 carries by Cy Cox, and that included the 26-yard touchdown for the senior running back. 5 yards there to Cy Cox. Robeson coming on for the extra point, 4 for 4 last week. And this is his first year kicking as a junior. Peyton Skillman, the longtime kicker, Riverheads, graduating last year. So this is Robeson's 2nd game. He puts it up and through, and it is good. 7-0 Riverheads leads early, as a quick 3-and-out forced by the Riverheads defense, and then a 2-play 41-second drive for the Riverheads Gladiators puts them into the end zone for the lead. And Wilson's going to need at least a little bit of a drive here. They're not going to want to put Riverheads offense back on the field quickly. They're going to want to gain yards, hopefully for their sake, not start this drive in the shadow of their own end zone, but then also be able to pick up yards going downfield to at least get field position in their favor. That was a short field for the Gladiators that they ate up in 2 plays. And that was a quick touchdown there, quick running by Cy Cox. Maybe too quick for our cameras, I heard. So we will see
Wilson will be kicking off for Riverheads.
how that does here moving forward. So Robeson back on to kick as we're going to get a kickoff with 10:06 on the clock here in the first quarter. Riverhead's leading 7-0.
And 25 is Monday for Wilson.
Robeson kicks. Again, it's going to hit the ground, stay in bounds, but roll into the end zone. Another great kickoff by Robeson. This one does run into the end zone, but it wasn't moving very fast and only stopped about 4 yards into the end zone. That ball bounces a little bit differently. That would have been trouble for Wilson once again. But the Hornets will go back on the field here with 10:47, or excuse me, 10:06 left on the clock. Three and out last time for Wilson. Caden Welcher threw on 2 of those plays with the only run coming by Noah Campbell, and it was only for a yard. They're going to have 2 split outs to the left, a wing and a back standing beside the quarterback in shotgun. Welcher takes the snap, does give it to Carter. He runs forward into some traffic for a little bit of gain. Get 3 yards there for Carter.
Trevor Roberts on the tackle. Gain of 3.
So Carter's first run does gain 3 yards. He averaged 4.4 yards per carry last week with his 18 carries. He's going to need good production tonight against this Riverheads defense if Wilson wants to win. 3 to the right. Caden Welcher fakes a throw out to the right, but he hands it off to his running back in the backfield. He's going to fall forward for about 2 yards, maybe only 1.
Carter, the ball carrier.
As they're going to spot that ball back at the
Cole Burton.
24-yard line.
Triple C.
A little bit of gain. So a 1-yard carry by the running back.
Third down.
3 yards there.
And 6 yards to go. Trevor Roberts on the tackle. Gain of 3.
I think that was Maurice Johnson. So Carter's first run does gain 3 yards. He averaged Caden Welcher back at shotgun. Per carry last week with his 18 carries. He has split out left, a tight end to the right, a wing with him, and another split out to the right. And they're going to have motion before the tight end. A little quick to go there for Wilson as he was, I think, a little confused about where he's supposed to line up. That's like Trent Groover. He did have a touchdown last week.
Illegal procedure.
But yeah, they're going to move before the snap. And that'll take 3rd and 6 to 3rd and long. It'll be 3rd and 11 for the Green Hornets.
Third down, 6 yards to go. And 11 yards to go.
So just moving before the snap there. Taking them back 5 yards. So on 3rd and 11 for the Green Hornets as we're still early in the first quarter. Welcher is going to take the snap out of shotgun, going to roll to his right, looking for anybody. Now he's getting the pressure. Riverheads is there, and they got bodies on him, and they're back down, tackled inside the 5. They're going to give him forward momentum out at the 8-yard line, where he's supposed to line up. But Wilson moving backwards there with the penalty, and then the big sack from the Riverheads defense.
And 22 yards to go.
Looks like number 33 there for the Riverheads defense with the big tackle. Caden Cook Cash, the freshman. He's changed numbers this week.
Welcher in punt formation.
That's a high snap, but the punter grabs it, gets it off cleanly, but again, it's up in the air, and this is going to hit the ground around the 20. This time, bouncing favorably for Wilson just a touch, as it's going to go out to the 27-yard line, and that's where Riverheads will start their drive with 7:41 left in the first quarter with a 7-0 lead. So another 3 and out
Will be 1st and 10.
for the Wilson offense as Welcher was sacked there, killing that drive and making it 4th and very long for the Green Hornets. So they went backwards on that drive and took about 2.5 minutes off the clock. Riverhead's going to take the first snap of this drive.
Smiley, the ball
Forward
carrier.
for Noah Smiley, the fullback, going to go forward. Gain of 3 for Noah Smiley.
On the tackle. 2nd down and 7.
3-yard carry there by Noah Smiley, the junior running back. His first carry of the ball game. Cy Cox getting those only 2 carries on the first drive. Still haven't seen Zach Smiley with the carry, but everybody else doing pretty well for the Gladiators. This one will be back to Cy Cox, it looks like. And he gets hit hard after he gets past the line of scrimmage. He's out near the first down marker. We're going to have to see where they spot it to see if it's going to move forward. But they are going to give him a first down.
Riverheads, first down.
So Cox with a, call it 8-yard carry.
First down and 10 at the 17.
Down to the 17.
Gain of 3 for Noah Smiley.
Moving forward, the Riverheads offense, as Noah Smiley will get another carry down to the 11.
Noah Smiley, the ball carrier.
So Smiley there, running for about 6 yards.
Waiting on the tackle.
And that's Noah Smiley again.
Gain of 6.
So 6-yard gain there. Nice carry. Sets up 2nd and 4. Riverheads takes the snap, and this time it's to Zach Smiley. He dances around. He's into the end zone. A patient run by the senior running back, which senior doesn't make it why he's a patient running back. He has been a patient running back since he was a freshman. Just sees the field, sees the blocking well, and he goes through some Wilson defenders, gets to the outside, and gets into the end zone for the 11-yard touchdown.
Will attempt the extra point.
Smiley will get another carry down to the 11. So Robeson will come on with 6:10 to go in the first quarter. Riverheads has now scored 2 touchdowns. Zach Smiley scoring on his only carry of the game, 11-yard touchdown run. Robeson kicks. He puts it up. He puts it through. Riverheads leading 14-0 in the first quarter.
Wilson 0.
So not the start the Wilson Memorial Green Hornets wanted to have tonight, facing Riverheads, giving them the lead. That's just what the Gladiators and any team would want. But Riverheads now, with a 2-score lead, will continue to try to run the ball, run the clock down, and are not going to be feeling immediate pressure from the Green Hornets. Hornets will need to do something here quickly to get back in this one. They do not want to give the Riverheads back the ball too quick. They got to get a first down here, concentrate on little goals here. Find a way to find a first down, continue a drive. They've had 2 3-and-outs. In the last drive, they just moved backwards. So 27-yard drive there for the Gladiators, only 4 plays. 2 carries by Noah Smiley for 9 yards, 1 run by Cox for 8 yards, and then the 11-yard touchdown run for Zach Smiley, the senior. Robeson this time kicks it to the right, and I think we're going to have offsides on the Riverheads kickoff team. So it looks like Robeson took a little hesitation step there before putting his foot through the ball. I think it allowed for some of the Riverheads
Flag was thrown before the kick.
gunmen to go down past the line of scrimmage too fast. Crossed that line before the ball was kicked. That will move Riverheads back 5 yards. Now they will kick off from the 35 instead the 40. So 5-yard penalty on the Gladiators. Did look like Robeson was going to be kicking to the right side there. He had kicked to the left and deeper the last 2 times, and the ball rolled. This time kicking it off, and he's going to go back to the left side. It's going to roll. It's near the sideline, but it's staying in bounds, and that'll be picked up there by Wilson at the about 20. And he's going to try to go to the far side of the field. He's getting some space running sideways, but he's not going to get downfield very far, as he's only going to come out to the 29.
Return for Wilson.
But the best start for Wilson tonight, as they are able to return that to the 29.
1st and 10 for Wilson.
So a positive play there for Wilson on the special teams. And they'll start on their own 29 with 6 minutes to go on the clock. And Caden Welcher in shotgun. takes the snap. He's going to run forward himself. QB run all the way, and not much space for him to go, as he's going to get a couple yards.
Cash on the tackle.
Yeah, 3 yards.
2.
Mr. Bradley gave him 2. I'm going to give him 3. But that was a QB run all the way from Welcher. He was quarterback last year for the Green Hornets as well. Last week, ran 7 times for 56 yards and a touchdown. Big play here by the Riverheads defense as they're going to get into the backfield and stop that play before it stops. It will be for a loss, as that's going to get marked at the 31-yard line.
Dave Brooks with the initial hit.
Dave Brooks with the tackle for the Gladiators.
3rd down and 9 yards to go.
2-yard loss there for the Wilson running back. Third and long once again here for Wilson, trying to find the first down, trying to continue this drive. Welcher sends a man in motion. He's going to keep it himself. The pressure's there, nowhere for him to go. He holds on to the football, but he's going to take the sack back to the 23-yard line.
Hayden Cook Cash.
23-yard line, and that's a loss of 7.
4th down, and call it 17 yards to go.
I'm going to call it a loss of 8, as it was 3rd and 9, and now we're going to have 4th and 17.
Welcher in punt formation.
Again, the punter on the field
Deep for
for the Green Hornets. Decent snap. He's going to get it off. This one's deeper, not as high in the air. Zach Smiley back there. He receives it with a fair catch, and they'll start this drive at their own 45. The first time they'll start in their own territory.
10 for Riverheads at the 45.
So another 3 and out for the Green Hornets. A 2-minute 3 and out. Setting up the Green Hornets, or the Riverheads offense, at their own 45. After 1 quarter out at Stewart's Draft, Gap and the Cougars are scoreless. So good effort on both sides there. Good defense. Looked like the defense jumped, but Zach Smiley's going to get the ball anyway. He had some space. We're going to see if he has the first down. He does. He runs from his own 45 to the other 44, an 11-yard carry by Zach Smiley.
And that's the Riverheads. First down. First down and 10.
We're glad you're with us here on the NFHS Network. 1st and 10 for the Gladiators. 44 yards away from the end zone. 3:46 and ticking for the Gladiator offense. Bennett Dunlap under center. Takes the snap, gives it to his fullback, number 26, Noah Smiley. He's going to fight forward for just a couple.
Noah Smiley, the ball carrier.
We're going to give him 2.
Sprouse on the tackle.
On 1st and 10 there, he got 2 yards, setting up a 2nd and 8. But Zach Smiley, 2 carries in this ball game, 22 yards, both of them 11-yard carries. Last one went for a touchdown. The previous one before this last one, then this one gives him the first down. He's having a productive night. This carry's going to be by Cy Cox coming to the near side. He's shifting through traffic, and he's out
Cox
near the 30. That's going to be a first down for the Gladiators.
Campbell on the tackle. And that's the Riverheads. First down. First down and 10 at the 33.
So they're at the 33. Nice carry there by Cy Cox. Having a good night so far. Try to get you some calculated stats here, maybe at halftime. Has Bennett Dunlap back under center. 1st and 10 for the Gladiators. Going to give it to his fullback, Noah Smiley again. He goes forward this time for about 4 or 5 yards. He's going to be right at the 30, so 3 yards.
Sprouse on the tackle. Gain of 3.
Sets up Riverheads for 2nd and 7. Bennett Dunlap takes the snap. He's going to give it to Cy Cox again to the near side, going through traffic. Gets to the outside, gets tackled out of bounds at about the 23-yard line.
Campbell on the tackle.
And that's going to be close to a first down. We have a timeout by Wilson. Yep.
Wilson.
Timeout Wilson. So Wilson wanting to talk things over.
That was a Riverheads first down.
As Riverheads was able to get the first down carry there by Cy Cox. As they're set up at the 23, so it was a 10-yard carry there by Cy Cox. First down and 10 for the Gladiators, so they'll come out of this timeout by Wilson, trying to continue this drive that started at 4:02 on the clock. Already taken 2 minutes off the clock, leading 14-0 here in the first quarter of this Shenandoah District matchup. This is a big-time defensive area here for Wilson early in this ball game. Coach Drew Bugden, in his only his second game as head coach for the Green Hornets, wanting to find a way for his defense to find a stop, keep Riverheads off the board, or at least out of the end zone here. As Riverheads, I think, has had positive yards on every single play from scrimmage here with their offense. Wilson's defense needing to make a little bit of adjustments,
First down and 10
maybe
for
cause a little more
Riverheads.
chaos against this Riverheads offensive line, forcing them to not have as big a hole, but Noah Smiley finds a humongous hole. On the 1st and 10 play out of the timeout, Noah Smiley runs to the end zone. 23 yards for Noah Smiley on that touchdown run. Riverheads has extended their lead to 20-0 with the extra point pending. Noah Smiley getting a lot of carries tonight from the fullback position. 23-yard touchdown as he just went up the middle,
Extra point.
left of center, found space, I believe had a little bit of a smid move there in the second layer, and then ran all the way into the end zone, 23 yards out. Robeson Allen for the extra point. He puts it up, he puts it through. Touchdown, extra point good after the touchdown for the Riverheads Gladiators. 21-0, 1:59 to go in the first quarter. All Gladiators here in Greenville. So another touchdown drive for the Gladiators, the longest one that they've had to make tonight. 6 plays, took about 2 minutes off the clock. They had to go 55 yards, but it's set up just the same as all the others, as it was into the end zone for 23 yards out for Noah Smiley. 1:59 on the clock.
Cooper Robeson will be kicking off for Riverheads.
Robeson back on, getting ready to kick this one off as he kicks it off, and he's going deep again to the left side. This one looks closer to the sideline, but it's not. It is caught by Wilson, running forward out past the 20, finding space at the 25, out to the left side, to the far side, finding more space, passed out to the 30, out to about the 40, and that's where he'll be taken down by Riverheads. So the far official looks to be spotting him about the 41-yard line. Great return there, about 23-yard return there for Wilson and the Green Hornets.
10 for Wilson at the 41.
All right, we're going to have 1st and 10 here for the Green Hornets. 1:48 to go here in the first. Green Hornets trying to find some success. They have 3 split out to the right. Kane Wilcher alone in the backfield. He's going to throw it out there on a screen. Number 24 is going to catch it. He's going to run forward for some gain. Finding a little space there is Maurice Johnson. He was lined up out wide, took a step back, caught the ball around the line of scrimmage, and then able to go forward, but only for about 2 yards.
This evening here at Riverheads for wearing our masks today. Thanks from everyone here associated with Riverheads.
So Welcher to
Second
Johnson
down and 8.
for 2 yards. Caden Welcher's still back there at the shotgun, looking out to the left side this time, just a touch high, unable to connect with Mundy out on the far side, and that'll bring up 3rd and 8.
3rd down and 8 yards to go.
So that was an incomplete, setting up 3rd and 8. as we're just about a minute to go here in the first quarter. Riverheads leading 21-0. 3rd and 8 for Wilson. They're still trying to find their first down of the ball game. Split out to the right, a couple wingbacks. It's a high snap, it's in the backfield, but good job by the running back to catch it out of the air and limit the loss, but a loss just the same.
Wilson.
As that was 3rd and 8, and that is going to bring up 4th and 16.
4th down and 17 yards to go.
So bad snap. I think that was Whiting catching it out of the air, coming in motion, and that limited the loss there and probably saved a turnover, honestly. But it keeps Wilson the ball, but they'll have to punt it. High snap, he's going to get this ball off as the Riverheads pressure there, but again, it's high. This ball's going to land about the 50 and take a Riverheads bounce, and it's going to bounce backwards to the 46-yard line. Riverheads will start this drive 46 yards away from the end zone.
It'll be 1st down and 10 for Riverheads at the 46.
So another negative drive there for Wilson, taking another minute and a half off the clock. Riverhead's 1st down, 46 yards away from the end zone. Bennett Dunlap under center. He's going to throw it out to the right side. Zach Smiley's there. He catches it, and he's going to fall forward after the catch. He's near the 1st down marker. I think he's going to have it.
Hubbard on the tackle. 9 yards on the pass play. 2nd down and 1.
The officials disagree with my call up here. That was not a 1st down for the Gladiators. It's only going to be a 9-yard pass play, but Bennett Dunlap with a completed pass there to Zach. Out to the right side. He takes on a little contact, falls forward. We thought we got him the 1st down, but he does not, as he's going to be just short and set up 2nd and 1 to start the 2nd quarter, where Riverheads leads 21-0 as they were able to score quickly on all their drives, set up by 4 3-and-outs from the Wilson offense. Just great defense here by the Gladiators. 2 of these drives for Wilson going backwards, sometimes because of sacks, a couple sacks there for the Gladiators, but also some penalties hurting Wilson and some bad snaps as well. So not a lot going right for the Green Hornets tonight. A lot of teams come into Greenville and have that happen to them. And they're going to need some good adjustments here talking going into the 2nd quarter. But with Riverheads back with the football,
Hard to go for Riverheads.
defense is going to have to be the answer for Wilson immediately.
Outside the 36.
So 2nd and 1 after Zach Smiley's catch out on the far side. Now the Riverheads will be headed towards the scoreboard into the football field, trying to find a touchdown in a different end zone. Dunlap under center, takes a snap, fakes it to Zach Smiley. He's throwing again, throwing deep down the middle of the field. Cy Cox is there. He catches it at the 7. No defenders near him. Riverheads on the board again with another touchdown. They will be leading 27-0 with the extra point pending. Perfect play call there by the Gladiators. Wilson definitely looking at the run, looking for Zach Smiley to get the ball in the backfield. Dunlap fakes it to him, turns downfield. Cy Cox wide open behind everybody on the Wilson defense, catches it about 7 yards out from the end zone, and then just is able to cruise on into the end zone there for another Riverheads touchdown. The first touchdown pass of the night for the Gladiators as the other 3 came on runs. That's the 2nd touchdown pass on the season for Bennett Dunlap. So Robeson puts this extra point up as no good, as he's going to put it to the left, so that it will stay 27-0 lead for the Gladiators. So I think that was a 36-yard touchdown pass. The Dunlap to Cy Cox. Cy Cox into the end zone there for the first time this season. Last week was a productive running back for the Gladiators last week. but didn't find the end zone as Zach Smiley rushed in for 2, as well as Caden Cooper Cash. He got the other touchdown, so Cy Cox into the end zone there for the Gladiators. First of the season, he'll have more. So just over a 2-minute drive there. No, I'm lying to you there. Trying to take stats and do this play-by-play is something I'm going to have to get used to. About a 30-second drive by the Gladiators as they score quickly on two plays. The second time they've done that tonight, scoring on 2 plays. Both those 2-play drives have been capped off by Cox touchdowns, as I was second touchdown there for Cy Cox. First reception as Robeson kicks out to the 40. Wilson is going to return it to close to midfield. That ball returned only about 4 yards, and that was a very short kickoff by the Gladiators. We're used to seeing that. They want that ball to bounce around and hopefully be a turnover. Not really an onside kick, but just a pooch.
First down and 10 for Wilson.
But Wilson now will start with the best field position of the night.
At the 45.
At the 45-yard line, only 55 yards away from the end zone. And now any kind of first downs will put them into Riverheads territory. Fort leading Stanton 8-3 in the first half of that ball game. So Welcher's going to take that one forward. For not a lot of gain, looks about 2 yards.
Gain of 2.
So 2nd and 8 for the Green Hornets.
Brooks on the tackle.
27-0, Gladiators lead, 11:26 and counting left in this first half. 2 wingbacks on either side of Welcher as he's going to take the snap. He's going to run forward. He's going to have more than 2 yards this time, but will set up a third down. As he crosses the 50, he's in Riverheads territory. Green Hornet offense in Riverheads territory for the first time tonight. We have a flag maybe from the near side. Official blew his whistle. I'm not seeing any laundry on the field. We'll see what sideline warning on Riverheads.
And 3 yards to go.
If you're not familiar with my coverage of high school football, the sideline warning is always brings out a negative reaction out of me. But the official got his time to shine there to talk about the sideline. Draft leading Gap 3-0 in the second quarter.
Welcher
runs forward. He's going to get just a couple, maybe one, but on second down, but it's going to set up. That's third down. It's got to be third down. Yep. So 4th and 2.
Dave Brooks in on the tackle.
As this is,
and 2 yards to go.
That's 3 Welcher carries in a row. 2 yards there for Welcher. He's ran for all 8 yards on this series, and Wilson looking for their first down of the ball game in Riverheads territory, 2 yards from the chains. Welcher takes a high snap, but he's going to be stopped quick. Can he push the pile forward? It's going to depend on the spot. He will need the 45-yard line for a first down. And if they lay that football on the west side of the 45, it won't be good news for the Green Hornets. And it's going to be Riverheads football.
Defense holds. It'll be Riverheads football.
Welcher runs forward for only 1. And that's going to be another quick out for the Wilson offense as they've been unable to get a first down. 10:08 on the clock. They're only having the football here for about 2 minutes at a time, but it does give Riverheads the football.
1st and 10.
On their own 46. Carried by Zach Smalley. He had some contact in the backfield, but he's going to get past the line of scrimmage, and now he's out to the left. He's reversed field, and he's off to the races. There's a flag laying back at the 47 as Zach Smiley runs into the end zone down at the far end. But we're going to probably have to have that one come back as that's in the area of holding or illegal block for the Gladiators. But Zach Smiley doing a lot on his own there downfield, running through the defense. As it's going to be a hold against the Riverheads Gladiators, and it'll set them back with that flag laying at the 47. It's going to be it's going to repeat first down, 1st and long for the Gladiators. The flag's actually now getting moved up to the 49.
Holding one was called from the 49.
So they'll respot it here at the 39.
Make it the 48, 10 yards
or the 38.
on the holding call.
Wherever they put it down.
First down. And 18.
So 1st and 18 for the Gladiators. Zach Smiley with a nice run there, but all for nothing as that's a penalty. Eight-yard loss ends up being the outcome there. They're going to give the ball to, I think, Cy Cox. He's going to be on the far side of the field, get it out back to midfield. Just short of the 50.
Campbell on the tackle.
So back inside the chains, but setting up 2nd and 8.
Second down and 8. 10 yards on the last carry.
Yep, 10-yard carry there by Cy Cox. 2nd and 8 coming for the Gladiator offense as Cy Cox moves in motion. He's going to, oh no, this is the freshman. Caden Cook takes on contact in the backfield, still gets positive yards as he's also a patient young runner.
Okay.
It will remind you of Zach Smiley from 4 years ago. Here is
On the tackle.
Caden Cash. Caden Cook Cash.
Third down and 3.
Great run there. Looked like he could have been brought down in the backfield, but he finds a way to get through that contact, moves forward for about 5 yards. 6-yard carry we'll give him. 6-yard run by the freshman. Now we're going to Zach Smiley. He's out to the right side for a first down and more. He's raced to the end zone. Will the defensive back from Wilson be able to take him out of bounds? He does. He pushes him out of bounds at the 10-yard line. So a first down carry by Zach Smiley.
And that's the Riverheads. First down. Whiting on the last tackle. First down and goal for Riverheads at the 10.
Big carry there. About 30-yard carry for Zach Smiley. Gets him into the 10, and it's a first and goal situation. They're going to get back to the fullback. Up the middle. He's pushing the pile down to the 6.
Smiley, the ball carrier.
Noah Smiley, 4-yard carry as he had contact at the line of scrimmage, but he pushed the pile forward, him and his offensive lineman, and to pick up a positive gain. 4-yard carry sets up second and goal from the 6.
From the 6.
Dunlap under center. Smiley behind him. Smiley to the left of him. Smiley comes in motion. Zach Smiley it is, and he's going to get the ball out at there at the 6. Has contact in the backfield. He's going to fall forward for a gain of 1. He just finds a way as we're seeing penalty flags fly in the air. Unnecessary penalties after the play. Zach Smiley fought through. And less crowd, you can hear the crowd individuals a little bit better here. As that's going to be a penalty against Riverheads. And it's going to be a personal foul. It should be a 15-yard penalty.
Riverheads.
As Coach Castro not happy with that penalty, as it took a yard gain by Zach Smiley off the board. I guess Zach Smiley does get the 1 yard. But then a 15-yard personal foul. This and goal situation for Riverheads is now out at the 20, and it's 3rd and goal from the 20. So not a usual spot for a 3rd and goal play.
From the 20.
But we're going to see Riverhead's best efforts here to make up 20 yards, and I'd imagine we might see them run 2 plays here if necessary. Dunlap under center. Crisscross, Cy Cox is going to get it. He has room. He's going to eat up a bunch of that 20 yards, more than half. Nope, just about half.
The ball carrier.
He's going to get a 9-yard carry. Let's see what Coach Castro decides to do here. Are they going to go for it on 4th and goal from the 11?
Gain of 8. 4th down and goal from the 12.
So 9-yard Cox carry. Offense stays on the field. Zach Smiley on the sideline as he has Cy Cox and the freshman Caden Cook-Cash over to the right. Noah Smiley at fullback. Bennett Dunlap looks like he's going to throw outside to number 5. He throws it high, and they're not going to be able to connect. And Wilson will get their first stop of the Riverheads offense of this football game as they're going to take over on their own 11. Looking outside to number 5, Ryan Ferris. Incomplete pass play there.
First and 10.
And that will turn the ball over on downs to the Wilson Green Hornets. That penalty a killer for the Riverheads offense. 6:45 on the clock. Took about 3.5 minutes off the clock there. But does have good field position for the Gladiators on defense. Wilson starting at their own 11. Scoreless game for Waynesboro and Harrisonburg in that one. As on 1st and 10 play from their own 11, Wilson's going to run out
Leitner on the tackle
to about the 14-yard line, gain of 3.
Called a gain of 3.
3-yard rush from the Wilson offense. I think Whiting on that far side, finding some yards. Welcher back at shotgun. Going to throw it out quickly to the right side on a slip screen. And he's going to break some tackles, has a little space, but then Ferris with a great open field tackle to save the first down and keep it behind the chains, with now a penalty flag coming from the back official. And usually that's some kind of illegal block that he's spotting.
Thrown on a play.
We're going to see what he calls, though. Enough speculation.
Campbell with the catch.
Campbell caught it, but the illegal block set him up, and that's going to drive Wilson backwards. It'll stay second down. And Riverheads will accept the penalty, driving them back, so it will stay second down. It was Coach Casto's decision on the sideline. He wanted to move that football back,
To the goal.
and they're on the 9. So this drive slightly moving backwards.
Second down.
Halftime score from Stuart Straff, 3-0. Cougars lead. Buffalo Gap, a good football team this year, holding strong with the Cougars. That's a good one happening out there in Stuart Straff. Caden Welcher back, throws a deep one. It's up in the air forever. Riverheads back on defense. It's going to be knocked down. Everybody had a chance to catch that one. Riverheads Leitner doing a good job boxing out the receiver, going up at the highest point and getting contact on the ball. Not able to bring it down inside his hands, but a great job knocking it to the ground. 3rd and long for the Wilson Memorial Green Hornets. It's 3rd and 12.
And 13 yards to go.
So 3rd and 12. Welcher back in shotgun. He's going to give it to his running back up the middle. Not a lot of place for him to run as he'll go forward for about 4 yards, maybe 5, out to the 15. Johnson on the carry. 6-yard carry.
With the initial hit. 4th down. And 6 yards to go.
4th and 7 for the Wilson offense, and again, no first downs, as it looked like on that pass play they were going to have their chance of their first down of the play, but a great tackle by Ferris, but then also that penalty of an illegal block driving them backwards, and so it brought up 3rd and long again. Wilson's punter back on the field, this time just in front of the end zone, takes the snap. We have a penalty pre-snap. He's going to get that punt off. The ball's not caught. The ball lands about the 50, rolls in Wilson's favor out to Riverheads territory to about the 37, but we have a penalty right at the snap. I thought it might have been pre-snap, which would have made that play not count. Illegal formation maybe, but we will see. They're going to talk to Coach Casto. I'd make him punt again. But sometimes Coach Casto would just rather have his offense on the field. He likes to control that football. We'll see what he decides to do. He's already made his decisions. The officials are going to tell each other what's going on.
Illegal procedure to call against
False
Wilson.
start against Wilson. It's going to stay 4th down, and Coach Castro will make them punt that football again. That ball did hit the 50 and really take a Wilson roll. So Coach Castro banking on the fact that he'll be able to get a better return out of this punt. Also punts the punter for Wilson into the end zone. So this
4th down
pressure that Riverheads has been bringing from the outside on all these punts
and 12.
it was a very good decision by Coach Castro in my mind. Punter has also put a lot straight up in the air, so a lot could go Riverhead's way here. A little bit of a high snap. He's going to kick it. It's going to stay low. Saxon is going to field it out to 45, make some moves, retreat just a bit, get it out past the 40, past the 35, and out of bounds near the 30. And a great decision by Coach Castro to put the football back to the punter again and allow Zach Smiley to have a solid return of about 25 yards. And Riverheads will start this drive. I believe this is their best start of the night, but another great start for Riverheads.
At the 30.
They'll be at the 30 with 4:17 to go here in the first half, already leading 27-0. They were stopped on their last drive, but now here they are again at the 30. First and 10 for the Gladiators. Dunlap under center. He takes it. He's looking to pass. We got Ferris out to the right side, deep. He's looking for anybody. He might just want to keep it here. He will. He'll get out to the sideline. He has a gain, running tough, but he steps out of bounds, and it's, I mean, there's whistles and still some contact, but no flags.
Dunlap
But Dunlap with a nice run there, looking deep for a pass play. Doesn't find anybody, but he is able to pick up 8 yards. Great run there by Dunlap. I think he might have been looking deep after he passed the line of scrimmage.
8 yards on the carry.
But good job there. Using what the defense gave him. Good coverage downfield for Wilson. Dunlap unable to find a receiver he's willing to throw to. Runs it forward for 8 yards. Riverheads under center, 3:33. Gonna give it to us full. Nope, that's Zach Smiley.
Noah Smiley, the ball carrier.
And Noah Smiley does give it to his fullback up the middle for the first down. On 2nd and 8
On the tackle.
from the 22. He takes it forward to the 16.
First down and 10 at the 16.
So Noah Smiley forward for 6 yards and the first down. Riverheads gets a snap. It's crisscross. Cy Cox has the ball again. Gets knocked around, running backwards for positive yards. Gets about 4 yards on the carry.
Whiting on the tackle.
Whiting on the tackle for Wilson.
Gain of 3.
3-yard carry for Cox. Ball sitting on the 13-yard line. 2:40 to go in the first half. Dunlap with the snap. He's going to turn and give it to Zach Smiley. He's looking for the end zone. He cuts it up. He could smell the end zone there with a back cut. But then it closed up quickly, but still good yardage gained there
Tackle.
for Zach Smiley. Maybe another 3 yards.
3rd down and 3.
We're giving him 4 yards for Zach Smiley. Player of the game last week against Tazewell with his 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 1 in the air. He's trying to find the end zone for the second time tonight for himself. Fort leading 16-3 over Stanton. Good rebound first half for Fort Defiance. Fumble, offensive lineman, heads-up play for the Gladiators. Number 55 with a great play for the Gladiators, going to fall right down on it, and that is Tyler Davis, the senior. Sees the football on the ground, falls down on it, keeps possession to the Gladiators with 1:42 to go in the half. But that still is a first down for the Gladiators, and it's going to be a first and goal situation from the 6.
First down and goal at the 6.
Zach Smiley comes in motion, but they'll give it to the fullback. No, the quarterback keeps it. Dunlap up the middle, running in traffic, runs into the end zone.
For the score.
Dunlap, the 6-yard touchdown run, to again extend the lead for the Gladiators. Robeson back on for the extra point, 33-0. Robeson looking to make it 34-0 here in the first half. 1:23 left on the clock. As I've said, it's been all Riverheads in this one. Now, I will say Wilson did play better in the second half last week. It was a close game up until halftime. They did score right before the half and really gave them momentum. We'll see what they can do tonight with halftime adjustments, as halftime adjustments did really well for them last week against Waynesboro. Much different task this week against the Gladiators, as most teams usually feel beat down in the second half, but we'll give Wilson here a chance to see what they can do in the second half. But still about a minute 23 to go here in the first half, as Riverheads leads 34-0. 5 touchdowns out of this Gladiator offense. Dunlap having a really nice game. He has thrown for a touchdown, and he has some carries that have been very useful, and that drive ran twice. The 6-yard touchdown, but before that, the 8-yard run that made it 2nd and 2, giving himself easy field for a first down play after that. So Dunlap playing well here as a sophomore. He did have playing experience early last year, as his brother was a little banged up. And Bennett played the first couple games at quarterback for the Gladiators, played really well with wins. I know over Glenville was one of the games that he played in, and it was a very nice game out of him as a freshman starting quarterback. But then got to watch bigger brother go the rest of the way. But now Bennett Dunlap at the reins of this Gladiator offense, playing very well tonight, very well last week as well. So as good as Riverheads is with some of their senior running backs and Cy Cox and Zach Smiley, a lot of freshman and sophomore talent getting playing time for the Gladiators. As that kickoff is down to the left side, but going to take a sideway bounce out of bounds, and that'll bring it out to a penalty, I believe, to the 35. So that's where Wilson will start, on their own 35.
Will be spotted at the 35.
As the Riverheads took about 3 minutes off the clock on their last drive, 30-yard drive, 3 minutes off the clock. They get into the end zone on that 6-yard Dunlap touchdown. Wilson Memorial starts this drive on their own 35, 1:23 to go. Can they find the end zone just before half to this time provide themselves just a little bit of momentum? Riverheads owning momentum so far in this ballgame. Can they find a late half score? They're going to run it to the right side. No, they won't. It'll stay in the backfield. Caden Welcher, I believe, kept it.
Quarterback is hit for a loss.
A fake to the right. Caden Welcher keeps it for about a 5-yard loss. -5 for Welcher. As last drive, I believe he ran, the possession before last, Welcher ran the ball quite a bit. Ran it 4 straight times. Unable to get the first down on those 4 carries. They're faking it to the running back, keeping it himself. The Riverheads defense back there to get to him before he can do anything else with it, whether it was pass or run. Brings up 2nd and 15. Timeout, Wilson.
Timeout.
Oh.
Taken by Wilson.
So second timeout for Wilson taken, as they use their first in the first quarter on the defense. This time with the offense, just wanting to find a way to keep their offense on the field and find a positive here before the half, with 43 seconds to go in this half. Fort Defiance and Stanton, Hubert Grimm to my left here had a score for Stanton and Fort. 16-3. And that has to be near halftime, if not at halftime. But good job there by Fort Defiance. We'll talk about whatever scores we can have here at halftime. But Fort Defiance shut out last week 15-0 down at Rockbridge in a sloppy, muddy game. The snow up here a little bit north in the valley was, I think, more snow. Down at Rockbridge just looked like a muddy mess. Fort Defiance unable to get in the end zone, so a way to jump out to an early lead for Fort Defiance.
Rockbridge 14-0 late first half.
And I believe Riverheads does face that Fort Defiance team next week, so Fort Defiance improving heading into this Riverheads game. We'll see what they're able to do in the second half. Now, Wilson back on the field after the timeout with a deep pass from Welcher going out to number 25, Mundy of the Green Hornets, but incomplete, and just too much space, too much air under that ball, and it just sailed beyond where the receiver could get to. Welcher does have a strong arm back there, but a little too strong on that play, as that'll bring up 3rd and 15.
3rd down and 15.
3rd and 15, under 40 to go here, as the pressure is coming from Riverheads, but the running back's going to get behind the pressure, and he is downfield. This will be the first down for Wilson as he's trying to get to the end zone. Wilson all the way deep into Riverheads territory and gets out of bounds at the 17-yard line, and Wilson's doing it again with 26 seconds to go right before the half, trying to make something happen.
1st down for Wilson.
Wilson might want to look at their last minute of the half playbook and make it their whole playbook, but they were able to get through that defensive Riverheads that was probably looking for a pass, and that running back was into the second level quickly as he went forward. Is that Johnson? That was Carter. Carter with a great carry. Deep into Riverheads territory, Welcher gets the ball, he fakes it to Carter, and nowhere to go. It's going to be for a loss. Loss of 1 yard.
Cody Cash on the tackle.
So just short of a 50-yard run there for Carter. Getting through the Riverheads defense and racing downfield. Riverheads did a good job sticking with it to bring him down, keep him out of the end zone. But now 11 seconds to go as I guess Wilson used their last time out there. Oh, they downed it. They downed it on 2nd down. I was writing stats. So on 3rd and 11, Welcher's going to throw to the outside. Riverheads defense coming, and incomplete. It looked like it might have been getting picked off by a Riverheads player with his reaction on that far side of the field, but that ball slips through everybody. Incomplete pass play there as Welcher was looking out far to the right side. No one able to catch it. 4 seconds to go for Wilson, trying to find some points here before the half, just as they did last week against Waynesboro, which propelled them to victory. This time, facing a 5-touchdown deficit, but trying to find something positive going into the locker room. 4th and 11. This will probably be the last play of the half. Welcher with an empty backfield, looking to probably throw deep. Let's see if he can have time. He throws quickly, throws it up, and that's intercepted by Ferris inside the 5. The clock will strike 0, but that is a turnover right before the half. Welcher basically just trying to throw off the fade, but Ferris with the INT at the 4-yard line to end the threat from the Wilson offense and close out the half. Riverhead leading this one 35-0 at the half. 5 touchdowns for the Gladiators as they were able to only get stopped on 1 possession, forcing Wilson on 3 and outs, I believe for 6 possessions until this last possession where Wilson did get the big 48-yard carry, gets down into Riverhead's territory, but then the drive stalls on after that 1st down.
Now for your halftime.
And Wilson goes into the half scoreless with Riverheads leading 34-0. We'll take a little break here on the audio. Enjoy the halftime images. The band will be playing
The percussion instructors, Alex Ward.
down on the track.
Student leaders include Grayson Tyree, drum major,
We'll take a break.
and woodwind captain, A.J. Baker, drumline captain, Abby Golon, guard captain, Matthew Bell, brass captain, Savannah McLemore, assistant drum major, Aiden Kennedy, equipment manager, and Arissa Russell, uniform manager. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your halftime entertainment, the Marching Gladiators.
Back here at halftime in Greenville, where the Riverheads Gladiators lead 34-0 at the half over the Wilson Memorial Green Hornets. Riverheads defense, probably the highlight of the game here, forcing 6 3-and-outs for the Wilson Memorial offense. Wilson unable to get a first down until very late in this first half with a great 48-yard run from Carter. But then they were unable to capitalize and put any points on the board before the half. The scoring for Riverheads, as they, after the 3-and-out from Wilson, were able to score on a 26-yard TD run from Cy Cox with 10:06 left in the first quarter. Another 3-and-out for Wilson, and then Riverhead scores quickly with an 11-yard touchdown run by Zach Smiley with 6:10 left in the first quarter, making it 14-0. Another Riverheads 3-and-out. On defense, setting up their offense for the third touchdown of the ball game. Noah Smiley gets in there, 23-yard touchdown run with 22 seconds left in the first quarter, and that would be the score at the end of the first quarter, 21-0, Riverheads leading, because Riverheads was able to force a quick 3-and-out from Wilson, and as they took the Gladiators took the ball into the second quarter, they scored soon later for the fourth touchdown of the game. It was a Bennett Dunlap pass to Cy Cox, 30-yard touchdowns, 10:08 on the clock in the second quarter there.
Waynesboro scoreless at half. And 24-3 at half.
Continuing the scoring review for Riverheads after another 3-and-out. Riverheads does get stopped by the Wilson defense, and that was kind of the first bright spot for the Green Hornets as Riverheads drove the football for about 4 minutes and drove it deep down into Wilson territory, but a personal foul play bringing up a 3rd and long and then a 4th and long, but an incomplete pass will turn the ball over for the Gladiators at 6:45 to go in the half, but then gives the ball to Wilson, a 3-and-out quickly from Wilson, and the Riverheads gets the ball back, and they're able to tack on another score before the end of the half as Dunlap able to run the football into the end zone 6 yards out with 1:23 left in the half to make it 34-0, which would be our halftime score. All the success for Wilson did come within that last minute of the half. The big 50-yard, nearly 50-yard run play by Carter gets them deep into Riverhead's territory. Second week in a row, Wilson's able to have a lot of success at the end of the half. Last week, really the game changer, as they were able to take an 8-8 tie into a 15-8 lead into the locker room, and they rode that momentum onto a victory over Waynesboro last week. Wilson unable to gain that kind of momentum this week, trailing 34-0, but did try to find the end zone there, but just unable to get something going. So Riverheads will get the ball first here in the second half as Wilson will be kicking off. A couple scores from around the area. Fort Defiance leading Stanton 24-3. Fort extended their lead late in that half and then took it to the locker room 24-3. So Fort Defiance, which I believe is the opponent for Riverheads next week, as Riverheads will travel to Verona and Fort Defiance. Yes, they will play next Friday at Fort Defiance. So Fort coming into that game with at least some success at this point. We'll see how it goes the rest of the way there against Stanton. A surprising score outside of the Shenandoah District. Waynesboro and Harrisonburg scoreless at the half. Harrisonburg playing their first ball game of the season. Waynesboro did play last week, losing to this Wilson Memorial Green Hornet team. Wilson playing tough against Harrisonburg. I think that's up at Harrisonburg. But either way, great effort by the Little Giants as they have a new head coach there in Waynesboro. And so it's good to see them competing in that football game. Brandon Jarvis at the helm there now at Waynesboro. So fighting tough there by the Green Hornets. 3-0 ball game over at Stewart's Draft. The Cougars and Bison locked in a defensive battle as a field goal that puts Stewart's Draft ahead. And we're in for a good one over there. And I'll try to keep you updated on scores from that ball game. I believe you can see all these games on the NFHS network. I encourage you to stick with me. I do know, though, that it is a one-sided game here in Greenville as the Gladiators lead 34-0. But for you Gladiator faithful, we will be here the rest of the night with you, taking you through this. I'm Leland McRae. I want to encourage everybody listening also to check out the Yak Sports Podcast. Available on Apple Podcast, Google, and Spotify. Myself and Joe Deck break down the high school football action every single week, as well as other high school sports in the area. We care about the sports that you, the Augusta County sports fans, care about. And we'll be back dropping an episode on Tuesday evening, so make sure you find that on one of those venues. We'll be talking about this game. Joe is over at the Stewart's Draft game, so we'll have firsthand accounts of that one. But we'll talk about all the high school football action in the area, and then we'll also set you up for next week. It's a weekly podcast dropped about every Tuesday night, and I encourage you to find it at Apple, Google, or Spotify, and it's hosted on the Podbean podcast.
To begin the second half.
So we are getting ready here for the second half in Greenville. 34-0 Gladiators. Wilson should be kicking off to the red team here at home. Riverhead's able to spread the ball around to a lot of running backs that half. We have not seen Miller get any carries. That's a little surprising, as he's a speed back. But obviously Riverhead's performing pretty well without his efforts in the backfield.
Riverheads, number 5, Ryan Ferris.
Freshman for the Gladiators, Caden Cook-Cash, continues to get carries, and he does well with them. So Miller looks to be hurt, is what we're seeing. Miller on the sideline has a bad injury. It's keeping him out of action. And shame on me for not noticing to this point. Yeah, he's over. He's in jeans.
Yeah, he's out of uniform.
So Hubert Grimm with the eagle eyes spotting. You hate to see that for a player in a shortened season anyway, have an injury that keeps him off the field. Happy that the players are getting a chance to get on the field this spring. Feels weird, but good for the players, good for the families, able to get a couple guests in here at the game to see their kids play and do what we can under these uncertain times. Wilson kicks off, and it's going to be a deep one out to the left side. It's going to bounce out of bounds. Ryan Ferris, the closest to it on that far side for the Riverheads return. Miller usually would have been in that spot, but as we've updated you, he is on the sideline injured and has been all night. I was wondering why we were missing him. He usually has a good impact on a football game with his speed.
5 yards.
So a second penalty here for Wilson to start this second half, as they were driven back 5 yards to penalty, and Riverhead's making them kick it again. He kicks it deep. They don't want the ball at the 35. They think they can do better with a return. So now Wilson will be kicking off from their own 30. 10 yards behind where they started. Riverhead's backmen standing all the way out at the 25-yard line. Front line from Riverhead's moving up, making sure there's no short squib that allows Wilson to regain possession. Draft scores late in the third to increase the lead to 9-0. Gap hanging tough, but Draft now with a 2-score lead. Zach Smiley takes this kickoff. He catches it, and that was a good decision as he's going to take the ball out near to midfield. So instead of the 35 on the penalty, Riverheads makes them kick it again. Zach Smiley returns it from about the 35-yard line out to the 48-yard line.
First down and 10 for Riverheads.
So 1st and 10 for the Gladiators to start this second half. They'll be on their own 48, 52 yards from the end zone. Fullback's going to have it. That's Noah Smiley. He's moving forward out to the first down marker, and that's going to be about a 10, 11-yard carry on first down. It is going to be a first down. 11-yard carry
Off on the tackle
from Noah Smiley as he's ran well all night. Noah Smiley running well tonight as he had the touchdown there in the first quarter. But plenty of carries, plenty of positive yards. Really few, if any, plays going negative for the Gladiators tonight. Some penalties, but every time they've gotten their hands on the ball, they're running forward just like this one with Zach Smiley running out to the right side. He's past the first down marker. He has Greengrass in front of him, but Wilson will chase him down, but inside the 10, which is going to be About a 30-plus yard carry for Zach Smiley. Another patient carry. He was into the second level quickly and then cut to the outside. And he took that one from the 41 inside the 10.
First down and goal at the 7.
At the 7-yard line. So great carry there. "34-yard run there for Zach Smiley. Great carry as he's going to get the ball again, going to the right side, then cuts up, straight up the middle.
Smiley, the ball carrier.
Inside the 5 to about the 3. 4-yard carry for Zach Smiley, setting up second and goal from the 3.
Second down and goal at the 3.
Zach Smiley coming out of the game. Number 33, Caden Cook Cash, number 30, coming into the game. He'll get the football, and he'll go forward. For a touchdown. Caden Cook Cash with his second touchdown of his career and season. Had one last week, gets into the end zone here. A nice carry there. 3 or 4 yards into the end zone. Calling it 3. Yes, the freshman back into the end zone with 10:06 to go. Increases the lead to 40-0 at the moment with the extra point pending. Robeson on. The snap is good. The kick is up. And he misses it. But 40-0, Gladiators lead.
Time out on the field. Riverheads 40. Wilson 0.
So the 3-yard TD run by Caden Cook Cash tacks off a 52-yard drive for the Gladiators, taking about 2 minutes off the clock, extending their lead, and I believe we will have the running clock here at least on this drive.
Thanks again to all of you who are wearing masks this evening. Riverheads thanks you.
So Riverheads kicking off with the 40-point lead, 40-0, 10:06 to go here in Greenville. All Riverheads in this one. Riverhead defense completely controlling this football game, causing 6 3-and-outs in the first half. Wilson will be getting the ball the first time here in the second half. As they did get a first down late in the first half, unable to score before the clock ran out on the half, but here's a return, and it's a good return. He's out past the 20, out past the 30, where he'll run into some traffic, and looks like he'll be spotted down at the 32-yard line. Nice return there from Wilson.
With the return for
But they'll
Wilson.
start this at their own 32 early here in the third quarter.
And Brooks on the tackle. First and 10 at the 32.
So Wilson's going to be looking to find some positives here in the second half, facing a big deficit, but trying to find first downs against a good defense that's really shut them down in the first half, can give them confidence moving forward. So they'll continue to battle here. Caden Welcher still at quarterback there. Takes the shotgun snap, and he's handed it off into the inside to Carter. Carter out to the left side, close to the first down marker. Depends where they spot it.
Carter, the ball carrier.
He's going to be short of the first down, but a very good pickup there by Carter. The 9-yard pickup. Good job there by Carter. Misdirection play from Welcher as he handed it to the inside. But the whole defense looked to think that he was running out to the right side, and his running back was going out to the left, picking up 9 yards. Riverhead's defense responds well, does get him down before the first down, but 2nd and 1 for the Wilson offense. Welcher in the backfield, looking to throw quickly out to the left. He does to Carter. Carter's going to get the first down. He's out past midfield. to the 47-yard line, and that's another first down for Wilson. They're second of the ball game, and exactly how you want to start this second half, getting your offense moving down the field are the Green Hornets. So good job by them. Obviously talked about some things at halftime, talked about what offensive plays might be able to work for them, and they've picked two good ones there to start this second half. They're in Riverheads territory early here in the second half, down 40-0. Welcher with the shotgun snap. He takes it. He's going to give it to Carter up the middle. Big hit from the Riverheads defense. Pile of Riverheads in there on him. Number 10 for the Gladiators, Isaiah Dunlap. One of the big hits there coming from the safety position. Takes him down right at the 45. Going to bring up 2nd and 7. So going into the fourth quarter out at Stewart's Draft, Cougars leading 9-0. Pass play here from Welcher off the shotgun. He's going to throw it out to the left side, and it gets it complete to number 34. It's going to be another first down for Wilson, as number 34 for the Green Hornets makes a nice catch in traffic. Nice play there by Welcher, finding a receiver. Good catch by Noah Campbell. And that's another first down for Wilson. Good job there. So Wilson in Riverheads territory here. Out at the 37-yard line with a 1st and 10. Welcher in the shotgun. Snap. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to run forward. Has a little bit of space, and he's going to cut this first down in half. Is he going to pick up 5 or 6?
Welcher, the ball carrier. Brooks on the tackle.
So runs from the 37 to the 31, 5-yard carry.
Gain of 6.
Or 6. 6-yard carry there by Welcher. Good run forward for the quarterback. He's productive running from the quarterback position. So we're going to take a second here. I think they're having some chain issues on the far side, as the officials will take a timeout as they fix the chains. The back chain marker receiving some attention. An injury to the chains. But 9-0 lead over at Stewart's Draft for the Cougars going into the fourth quarter. That's probably the game of the week in the district. 2 1-0 teams. But the big win by Buffalo Gap last week against Luray setting them up for kind of a showdown this week against Stewart's Draft. It was going to be a big game either way, but that win really increased the attention on that game this week. Seeing which team could come out and start 2-0. Stewart's Draft with hopes to make it back to the state championship, where they got last year, falling to Appomattox in the final, but a heck of a season for the Cougars, as they only lost to Riverheads in the regular season finale and lost to Appomattox in that state championship game, but a heck of a season by the Cougars. They're looking to get back.
Second down.
But here at River... Say that again? 16-0 now for the Cougars, as they are now up a couple scores, or continue their 2-score lead. We'll get more updates from Hubert Grimm as he gives them to us. But a bad snap from Wilson here in Greenville, as the ball ends up in number 34's hands. That is Noah Campbell.
Loss on the play.
That's the second time tonight a bad snap has been moving around the backfield, and a running back from Wilson takes it out of the air and decreases the pain for the offense by catching the football. They get taken down right there. They had a nice 2nd and 5 play, but that goes backwards, now bringing up 3rd and 7 for the Wilson Memorial Green Hornets. 5:14 and ticking on the clock. Welcher in the shotgun takes the snap, gives it to his running back Carter up the middle, and he's going to get a first down. Great carry. Gets to the second level, makes some moves, gets beyond the first down marker, and down to the 25-yard line. Nice little carry there by Carter. Finally finding some space tonight. He's a aggressive runner, has some speed, and unable to show that tonight until I think that play. Oh, other than the 48-yard play that he had where he broke away from some guys. So finding some space here in the second half as well will help the Wilson Memorial Green Hornets as they continue to drive. This drive started with 10:06 on the clock, and we're under 5 minutes now. Taking this snap from the 25-yard line. Misdirection play, but Whiting's going to get it in the backfield, but it's going to be for a loss. Too much running sideways there for the Green Hornets. As Whiting gets the football, tries to jolt forward to find some positive yards or at least not have a loss, but they will have the loss as we have one of the Wilson players down. I'm not sure if he got knocked hard or if he's pointing to his legs, but we have an injury for Wilson. And it's funny what you can hear with the small crowd here at Riverheads. You can hear individuals yelling, but everybody trying to be quiet here for the hurt player over by Wilson. So Wilson.
Rockbridge 17-0 at half.
Rockbridge leading 17-0 at half over Spotswood. Spotswood has been a strong team out of the Valley District for the last few years, but look to be having some troubles there down at Rockbridge. Rockbridge with the win last week over Fort Defiance 15-0 and pitched another shutout so far against Spotswood. Rockbridge might be a team to watch there in the Valley District, as a win over Spotswood is no guarantee. And that was Carter that was knocked to the ground, and I think it's a leg injury, the way he's walking over there to the sideline. He did get up and kind of hustle off. I think we'll see him back the way he's walking over there. I think a tweak that probably hurt worse in the first couple seconds of it than it ended up being, so good for him. Doc Moore from the Riverhead sideline over there helping the training staff of Wilson. Always like to acknowledge Dr. Moore here at Riverheads High School. The field house is named after him. He is Riverheads football. He's helped a lot of guys with some injuries on that field, and he's out there helping the opponent, like always. So Welcher in the shotgun snap, 2nd and 11, as there's a lot going on. A lot of motion from the Wilson offense. Flags will fly. And that was a delay of game. Play clock ran out. They had too much running pre-snap, too much motion, ate up too much time. 25-second play clock ran out here at Riverheads. They do have the play clocks down in the end zones.
And 17.
But that'll take them back. So 2nd and 11 turns into 2nd and 16. This is Wilson's best drive of the night. They've driven down the field, gotten multiple first downs. First time tonight they've been able to get multiple first downs on a drive. They had two guys in motions there. They're going to throw some flags, but Riverhead's going to be all over it nonetheless. Quick throw out to the left, goes nowhere.
Waiting, the ball carrier, flags thrown on the play.
With that not being a pre-snap penalty, I think Coach Casto will get, Eagle shift. I think Coach Casto will get to decide here. We'll see if he lets it be very little gain, if not a loss, for the Wilson Memorial Green Hornets. They're going to decline it. Yes, Riverheads will decline it because they stopped that play to nothing. We're going to bring up 3rd and 16. So rather than have it be repeating 2nd down but further back, Riverheads will take the loss of down there for Wilson and just decline the penalty, setting up 3rd and 16 for the Green Hornets. 3:19 on the clock. It's holding 40-0. Gladiators lead here in the 3rd quarter. We have two split out to the right, but nope. He's going to go back to the wing, but still two split out. He's going to give it to his running back in the backfield. He gets out close to the original line of scrimmage for this set of downs and bring up 4th and 10 for the Wilson Memorial Green Hornets. Johnson with that carry ahead for about 6 yards. Smiley involved on the tackle.
And 10 yards to go.
Do have Smiley and Caden Cook-Cash and Cy Cox. Guys getting a lot of playing time over on the offensive side, playing the defense as well. I'm sure there's others. So 4th and 10 from the 25-yard line. 2:23 to go and ticking. Wilson Memorial trying to keep this drive alive. Caden takes the snap. He's going to run it himself from the shotgun. Nowhere to go. Stopped immediately by the Riverheads defense.
The ball carrier.
Maybe gained one.
On the tackle, Riverheads.
But that's going to be Riverheads football. Yeah, he's going to gain one, but Riverheads will take over on their own 24-yard line with 2:12 to go. About an 8-minute drive from Wilson, but only got down to the 24-yard line. $52-yard drive, 8 minutes off the clock, but a turnover on downs. Riverheads gets the ball now with that 2:12 on the clock on their own 24. First play from scrimmage, Zach Smiley gets it, and he's to the outside. Stiff arm, he's got a first down. He's to the sideline, takes on some contact, out past the 40 to the 43.
Smiley.
And he looked to turn upfield and then bounced outside, gave a stiff arm to the defensive back from Wilson, and then picked up big yardage. Going from the 24 out to the 43, a 19-yard carry by Zach Smiley. First and 10 from the 43. Riverheads with a split out to the right, Dunlap under center. Caden Cook, Cash in. As Dunlap looks to throw. He's out to the right side, he throws deep. He's got his receiver, number 3, Leitner. He makes a guy miss, and he gets a first down. He's down to the 25-yard line. Dunlap continues to throw well. A very good pass going out to his right, finding the open receiver, and throws a good ball out there for his receiver to make the good catch. Leitner makes a guy miss. Nice little play there from the Riverheads offense. We're used to Riverheads running. But a nice pass play there as Riverheads looks to be working on some things here in the second half with the 40-point lead. This will be Caden Cook Cash out to the left side. He gets to the outside after some contact. He turns the corner, but does get chased down. Horse collar tackle from the Wilson defense. As Cook Cash taken out of bounds and taken down by the horse collar. A penalty that's been thrown into football in recent times here because it's dangerous to the ball carrier. And that's just an obvious penalty call there. Tough for the defense. You're doing everything you can to bring a guy down, but that's a dangerous play, so got to call the penalty there. It's at the end of the carry. He seems to be spot there at the 15, which should be a first down before the penalty. So we have offsetting penalties.
On both teams.
I missed the penalty against Riverheads. So it's just going to make the play go away. Replay the down.
So wipe out the play. First down and 10 for Riverheads at the 25.
So a couple seconds off the clock, but that's all that's lost as Riverheads will again be first and 10 from the 25, just outside the 25. And they'll give it to Caden Cook Cash again, this time staying inside the tackles, running forward for about 3 or 4. Let's call it 3. Running forward into the mouth of the defense.
The ball carrier.
Freshman continues to run well. As that's going to be the last seconds here of the third quarter. 40-0, Riverheads leading as we're going to head into the fourth. Change directions here.
For the third quarter with the score, Riverheads 40, Wilson 0.
The bulk of that quarter was Wilson's long drive. 8 minutes off the clock from 10:06 to 2:12, but ended on a turnover on downs. Wilson now Riverhead's now driving for the last 2 minutes, and they'll continue to drive in the fourth quarter. I believe I heard Stuart Straff scored again against Buffalo Gap, making it 23-0 Cougars. And they got to be in the fourth quarter there. So Straff pulling away from the Bison. Bison keeping it close for a while. 8 minutes left in that ball game at Stuart Straff. So I think Buffalo Gap, decent team this year, but are going to fall short there to Stuart Straff in the fourth quarter, being 23-0. We'll see what the Bison can do the rest of the way. A lot of competition here in the Shenandoah District. They'll have matchup with Stanton next week. Stanton's currently losing to Fort Defiance, so both teams likely to be coming off a loss next week. And in this shortened season, you can't afford too many losses. And with tough teams like Draft and Riverheads in the district, you can't be losing to each other. So a good matchup next week between Stanton and the Bison. But here at Riverheads, on second
Luke Bryant,
down,
carrier.
Luke Bryant will run forward
Loss on the play.
and then get driven back, and it's going to be a loss. So 2nd and 7 turns into 3rd and 9, 2-yard loss for Bryant. As number 16 playing quarterback for the Gladiators, that's Chris Brooks, the sophomore. He's going to take the snap. He's going to give it, I think, to Caden Cook-Cash as he's going to come up to the middle, get some yards, about 3, just outside the 20-yard line.
Cook-Cash, the ball carrier.
And that was Cook-Cash ahead for
Sprouse on the tackle.
3, setting up 4th and 6. Brooks gets the play call, trying to keep this drive alive. Riverheads, lots of subs in there. The different quarterback, Caden Cook-Cash, I think's come out. So we'll do our best with the names in there. But Brooks takes the snap under center, gives it to his running back, and it's not going to go anywhere. So that's going to turn the ball over to Wilson. Loss of...
Cook-Cash, the ball
Nope,
carrier.
Cook-Cash was still in the ball game, but he will be able to get the first down. Going to be a turnover on downs for the Gladiators as that drive stalls going into the fourth quarter. 32-3 is the score over between Fort Defiance and Stanton. So Fort Defiance looks like they'll close that one out with a victory over the Storm. Wilson takes over, 1st and 10 on their own 20. 10:28 and counting on the clock, running clock. As Welcher takes the snap, gives it to his running back for a loss. He is unable to get back to the line of scrimmage with at least a loss of 1. But the defense now from Riverheads, also plenty of subs in there. Riverheads getting a lot of guys playing time here in this one, as this one appears to be decided 40-0 here, 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Seeing Cy Cox coming off to the sideline. He has had a good game, really good first half, running the football. That opening touchdown drive, 2 plays from Cy Cox, both positive runs, and the second one into the end zone. Welcher takes the snap. It's late, and Riverhead's going to have it. That's a turnover to the Gladiators. Wilson could not contain the snap with a guy in motion. The timing was off with the jet sweep motion. Jacob Martin with the recovery for Riverhead's done a great job on defense. They're seeing the ball on the ground, falling onto the ball, and that's because he was in the backfield quickly. So good job there by Martin, making the most of his playing time here late in this ball game. So that'll bring Brooks back out to quarterback. All right, so Stuart's Draft taking off now, 30-0. They've really come alive in the second half here. Draft leading 30-0 over there against the Bison. Draft showing their strength. They're back again this year. Here in Greenville. Ferris at quarterback. And that play is going to get stopped before it started by the officials. Pre-snap penalty
Flag on the play
against the Gladiators. False start. That's something that sometimes can happen when you start getting a bunch of subs late in the ball game. But turns 1st and 10 into 1st and 15 with 9:12 going. Running clock. Ferris at quarterback for the Gladiators. Ferris gives it to his fullback up the middle. Not much yards to be had. Has a big pile. Gave it to his fullback there.
Chapman Smith, the ball carrier.
Mr. Bradley will say Chapman Smith with the carry. Number 30 there, the senior. Crisscross, number 42 has it. He's out to the left side. Not much to get there either as the Gladiator running back Luke Bryant,
Bryant, the ball carrier.
sophomore running back.
On the tackle.
Crisscross the play there.
Called a gain of 1.
Gain of 1 for Luke Bryant. Riverheads now facing a 3rd and 12 inside their own 20. Or not their own 20, inside Wilson 20. 11 seconds on the play clock as we have some guys lining up. Coming in motion. Going to be giving back. No, it's going to be throwing. Ferris is out to the right side, throwing the football, unable to connect with his receiver, number 30, Chapman Smith. As he had guys running downfield. Tried to dump it off to his running back in the flat, but unable to connect. And now brings up 4th and 12. 7:23 to go, clock ticking. Are we going to see a field goal here for the Gladiators? Robeson onto the field to try a field goal. The snap will come from the 19-yard line. His holder will be on the 26, so 36-yard field goal. A nice little test kick for Robeson as it's going to be a snap. It's kicked, it's low, it's not going to be good. It was a rushed effort from the kicking team, but good practice for that unit to get out on the field and try to make a long field goal, but unsuccessful this time, but could pay dividends in the future. When you get in some tight games, you need your kicker ready to go. There's some experience for Robeson. He missed an extra point earlier and misses that 36-yard field goal there. Gaining experience in his first year kicking for this Gladiator program. Coming in the spot of Peyton Skillman, who was an all-timer here at Riverheads, able to rise in the record books. I believe Goodson still owns the record book for kicking here at Riverheads, but Peyton Skillman had plenty of time to put his name on there. Again, a fumble for Wilson. Again, a recovery for Riverheads. Let's see who fell on it this time. Number 54, 51. Jacob Martin.
With his second.
He's recovered both of those fumbles here in the 4th quarter. Great heads-up play by Jacob Martin once again. And Riverheads will have the ball again with their second-string offense. Great job there by Martin. Both times just seeing a football laying on the ground and heads up to fall on it. But his presence in the backfield setting himself up for success. Ferris stays at quarterback. Wilson's offsides. And they'll blow that play dead before it gets started. And that will be offsides by Wilson. Wilson came along across the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure if someone from Riverheads moved as well after he was across, but definitely drawn with the player from Wilson being on the wrong side of the line of scrimmage. Move ahead this offense 5 yards to the 11. So 1st and 5 for the Gladiators. 6:07 on the clock, leading 40-0, 11 yards away from the end zone. Ferris takes the snap, gives it to his fullback up the middle, and he's trucking inside the 5. The pile's moving, but he's going to get brought down before the goal line. I believe that's...
Cody Cash, the ball carrier. And that's the Riverheads, first down.
Cody Cash, the sophomore, on the carry. Great carry there. Getting in a pile and keeping his feet moving, keeping his body up.
At the 2.
And got all the way down to the 2, setting up 1st and goal from the 2. Nice carry there. 9-yard carry by the sophomore, Cody Cash. Ferris has it, gives it to his fullback again. Got to be in the end zone. Touchdown, Gladiators.
Cody Cash.
Cody Cash with the last 2 carries. That one for a touchdown, a 2-yard touchdown. Getting into the end zone, the sophomore extends the Riverheads lead 46-0. As we're going to see a different kicker for the Gladiators. trying out to see what Cy Cox can do, kicking the football, see if he can get it through the uprights, giving another guy a chance outside of Robeson. Cy Cox kicks it. It's up in the air. It is good, and the players are excited about it. That's a starting running back kicking it up and through. Cy Cox puts through the extra point, extending the lead 47-0 for the Gladiators. Wilson's going to get this football with about 5 to go. So a lot of difference there for the Gladiators. Has plenty of backups in. Ferris at quarterback. Cody Cash getting into the end zone there, the sophomore running back coming up from the JV team. Playing fullback, nice carries, a 9-yard carry for a first down to the 2, and then runs into the end zone 2 yards out.
Supervisor at the conclusion of tonight's football game, chain crew.
47-0, Gladiators leading.
I'm just not sure who the supervisor is.
So I'm not seeing Robeson out there for kickoff either. So Riverhead's using the roster here, making sure they know what they have in case you face injury or need a replacement. This kickoff is off. Nice kick for what Riverheads wants. It hits the 20, bounces up in the air and stays there. Wilson picks it up, but he's going to come over to the near side. He has space. He's out past the 30 to the 40, and he is brought down on the near sideline. And that will be where Wilson starts this drive, right at the 40, with 5:10 to go here in this ball game. Riverhead's leading 47-0. Wilson 1st and 10 from their own 40. Lots of clean jerseys out there for the Gladiators. As Wilson has had this ball these previous 2 possessions with the subs in for the Riverheads defense, Wilson putting the ball on the ground both possessions, and Riverhead's falling on it. Score update, Rockbridge leading 31-0 over Spotswood. So Spotswood having a tough go. Play clock down 2-1. I think they got it off. And they're going to give it to their fullback, or their running back in the backfield there. He's going to get ahead for about a yard.
McKenzie, the ball carrier.
We have a final over at Stewart's Draft. They win 30-0 over Buffalo Gap. A close game through halftime. I think it was 3-0 at the half, but 27 second half points for the Cougars will give them the victory. 2-0 are the Cougars. The Cougars next week will face this Wilson Memorial team. So Stewart's Draft will be 2-0. Looks like Wilson will be 1-1 for that rivalry. Snap back to the quarterback, and he's going to give it to his running back going out to the right. He has space. He's turned the corner, and he's racing downfield, and he's going to go. He is going to have the touchdown. 59-yard touchdown. Whiting scores for the Green Hornets. So they take the 0 off the board for the Green Hornets as they score with 3:50 to go in this one. Trailing 47-0, a 59-yard carry by the running back out to the right side, turn the corner, and then race down the far sideline to the end zone. Wilson brings on their kicker to try to make this a 40-point game once again.
Check it with a conversion.
Kicker on for Wilson. Snap, kick, and it's up and through. So 47-7. Wilson scores late in this one to break the shutout.
Fossenau with the extra point.
And then we'll see them kick it back off to the Gladiators. Riverheads next week. I was telling you that Wilson will play Stuarts Draft. Riverheads will face Fort Defiance, who's going to get the win against Stanton. That should be a good matchup over at Fort Defiance. Riverheads playing these first 2 games at home. Now we'll go on the road, I think, for 2 weeks. They'll play at Fort and then at Stanton. And then they'll return home for 2 more. So Wilson bringing out their kickoff team. Let's see who Riverheads has deep here. It does look like Zach Smiley's back there. And it's probably Ferris on this near side. And the main thing here for Riverheads, just get possession here and get their offense back on the field. Wilson bunched up there near the kicker as he kicks it deep to the right. Zach Smiley's going to go back there, unable to field it, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback, which will mean Riverheads will start at their own 20-yard line with 3:36 to go in this ballgame.
Riverheads will be on the road next Friday night at Fort Defiance. 6 o'clock kickoff.
So I've talked about the Wilson draft game next week. I've talked about the Riverheads Fort game. Buffalo Gap coming off a loss to draft. They will be playing at Stanton. And that's a interesting little ball game there. With Stanton winning last week against East Rock, falling this week to Fort. Buffalo Gap winning last week against Luray. This week losing the draft sets up an interesting matchup between 1-1 ball clubs. This carry for Riverheads to the left side is going to be for a first down. As they go from the 20 out to the 35-yard line, 15-yard carry.
The ball carrier waiting on the tackle, and that's a Riverheads first down.
And I don't have the ball carrier, but that was a nice carry, speedy little carry there. Out to the left side, I think it was Adam Higgins, the sophomore running back, number 40. Making the most of his late game action. 2:45 and ticking. Snap going to be tossed in the backfield to number 21, Isaac Hartless, the junior running back. Quarterback now for the Gladiators, back to Chris Brooks. He had a play or two there before Ferris came in for a couple drives, but now number 16, Chris Brooks, back under center to the sideline for the play. As Riverhead's looking to run it out here with 2:10 on the clock. 2nd and 10, no gain there for the running back. Brooks takes a snap under center. He's going to get to his fullback up the middle in traffic, pushing the pile out to the 40. As number 20 for the Gladiators, Cody Cash, had the last touchdown for the Gladiators. He runs that out for about 6 yards on the carry for the backup fullback. Officials move it back a yard, not sure why. So only a 5-yard carry. So 3rd and 5 for the Gladiators. As it's going to be pitched to number 40 for the Gladiators. Nowhere to go as Wilson's come up tight. Adam Higgins nowhere to go. Running to the outside. Getting pushed to the outside. Good reaction from that Wilson defense. Bringing up 4th and 5 for the Gladiators. Time's ticking. 15 on the play clock, 54 seconds on the game clock. As Coach Casto has his quarterback, I think, on the sideline, and he's just holding it for time. And he might just take the time out here. He ran as much time off the clock as he could, got it down to 40 seconds, and on will come the punt team for the Gladiators. as they are on their own side of the football field on their own 39.
2 exits to lead tonight's football.
And rather than go for it on 4th and 5 in their own territory late in this one, they'll just punt it away.
Back at the concession stand. And again,
I want to thank you again for listening to me tonight on this NFHS broadcast. I'm Leland McCrae. Do want to remind you that I also am part of a podcast that gets dropped on Tuesday nights. It's the YAC Sports Podcast, your Augusta County Sports Podcast, YAC. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, and Podbean. We'll be talking about this one. We'll be talking about the Draft Gap game. We'll be talking about the Fort Defiance Stanton game, and we'll be setting you up for all those matchups next week as well. A punt. It's going to hit the ground about the 36-yard line and just kind of stay right there, and that's where Wilson will take over with only 27 seconds left to go in this one.
First down and 10 for Wilson.
On their own 36-yard line.
At the 36.
So only a couple plays left in this one. 47-7, Gladiators leading. And unless Wilson has a pretty spectacular play here, I would say that looking to be the final, but I'm sure I just jinxed it. Snap to the quarterback. He's going to give it to his running back. He's going to get up the middle. He has space. He's out to the 45-yard line. He's going to be short on a first down with the running clock. That'll end it.
Wilson 7.
Players from Riverheads excited about some of these guys being able to get some playing time in this one. As everybody's at midfield looking to shake hands, and then they remember times are different at the moment, so they will get off the field and get into the locker room. As a tough battle here for both teams. Wilson unable to really get anything going in the first half. Those 6 3-and-outs in the first half really told the story, and that's just all credit to the Riverheads defense as they were able to just restrict the Wilson offense from getting much of anything throughout the ball game. Players will meet actually down into the end zone. That doesn't change. Just no handshake, but the Riverheads players will collect down in the end zone and wait to get a final word from their coach. As Coach Casto extends the winning streak now to 28 games in a row. They've won the last 4 state titles in Class 1A. And they're looking for another one. A one-sided ball game tonight. Maybe not a surprise, but that defensive effort in the first half really is something to be proud of for Riverheads, as Wilson scored some points last week. And Riverheads really came into this one and shut that offense completely down. It seemed like they knew what Wilson wanted to do, and they were everywhere Wilson wanted to be. And then offense, can't ignore it, scoring 5 first-half touchdowns. And not stopped until late in the half were the Gladiators. We'll review the scoring throughout, but at the second half, Caden Cook Cash scores a 3-yard touchdown. And then another Cash scores after that, Cody Cash. And those are the only 2 scores of the second half. Maybe not a surprise, but that defensive effort in the first half were the 7 touchdowns Riverheads had. 5 in the first half, 2 in the second half. The 1 missed extra point. Riverheads did attempt a field goal at one point and came up short on that effort. A long field goal, but an experience maker for Robeson, the kicker there, with all eyes on him. 5 first-half touchdowns. Riverheads improves to 2-0 with the 47-7 victory over the Wilson Memorial Green Hornets. They face Fort Defiance at Fort Defiance next week. Wilson Memorial falls to 1-1. Had the nice win last week against Waynesboro, but falls in this one to the Gladiators. They'll move forward 1-1 and have the tough task of Stewart's draft next week. Wilson with a tough little schedule here, facing both what both the teams most considered the top dogs in the district in back-to-back weeks.
Attempt a field goal at one point.
See what they can figure out for next week. See if they can get on the scoreboard earlier. See if they can find those first downs. The game film's going to have a good example for Stuart Straff defense and what it takes
All eyes on him.
to stop this Wilson offense. But we'll see what they're able to do next week
Riverheads
against
improved
Stuart
2-0 with
Straff.
the 47-7 victory.
Cougars with an
over the
impressive
Wilson
victory
Royal
tonight
Hornets.
over
They
Buffalo
face
Gap.
Fort Defiance
I believe it was
at
30-0 was the
next
final I heard.
week. Wilson Memorial.
See what Stuart
falls to
Straff
1-1
is able to do the rest of this
Nice win last
season.
week against Waynesboro, but falls in this one to the Gladiators.
Reviewing scoring plays on the night
And they have the tough
for the
task of
Riverheads
Stuart
Gladiators.
Straff
And
next
we're going
week.
back to the
This is a
first
tough
half.
schedule here.
Riverhead's defense was dominant. You will hear the pattern here as Riverhead's defense starts the game on the field. They force a 3-and-out. Then they get the football. 2 plays later, Cycox is into the end zone with a 26-yard touchdown run with 10:06 left on the clock.
To stop this Wilson offense.
Wilson has the ball, goes 3-and-out once again, giving the ball back to Riverheads, and Riverheads gets in the end zone the second time of the ball game. Zach Smiley with an 11-yard touchdown with 6:10 in the first quarter. Riverheads forces another 3-and-out, get the ball back, and another Riverheads touchdown. Noah Smiley into the end zone this time. 23-yard touchdown run with 22 seconds left in the first quarter. And that will end up being the first quarter score as Riverheads was leading 21-0. Forced another 3-and-out, got the ball. They had the ball through the quarter break, and then they score soon after that break with Bennett Dunlap, a 36-yard touchdown pass to Cy Cox. A really great play call from the Gladiator offense. Coach Castro doing the play calling himself. They had sucked the Wilson defense in all night, run play after run play, and then popped over the top with a nice pass play. Really good looking ball from Bennett Dunlap. Another 3-and-out for Wilson's offense, and then turns the ball over to Riverheads, and this is where Riverheads ate up about 5 minutes of clock in the second quarter and drove it down inside the red zone, but then a penalty drives the Riverheads offense backwards, and unable to recover from that, Riverheads turns it over on downs
As Riverheads was leading
on their own,
21-0.
on the Wilson 11
Got the ball.
with 6:45 to go, but their defense stays alive. Another 3-and-out, and that was the 6th of the first half. Late there in the first half, Wilson unable still to have any first downs, down 4:17 to go when they turn it over for the 6th time on downs, or on a 3-and-out. Wilson then unable to stop the Riverheads offensive attack. This time Bennett Dunlap runs the football in 6 yards out. He scores with 1:23 on the clock. Wilson's best chance or best effort of the first half is then had because of a 48-yard run by Carter. He runs all the way deep into Riverhead's territory under a minute to go, but then unable to capitalize on the great field position for Wilson, and they're going to end the half without finding the end zone, finding any points at all, and they go into the halftime 34-0. Second half was run out the clock time for the Riverheads offense. Early in the second half, a 2-minute drive, 52 yards, led to a Caden Cook Cash 3-yard touchdown with 10:06 left in the third quarter. And that's when the running clock started for the Gladiators, and it went quick from there as the Gladiators cruised. They did tack on another touchdown as the backup fullback for the Gladiators, Cody Cash, number 20, the junior sophomore running back for the Gladiators. He scored the final points of the night for the Gladiators. But Wilson was able to find the end zone. They were able to keep the shutout from happening. Whiting with a late touchdown run of 59 yards, got to the outside, got some space, and then cruised into the end zone to keep the shutout from happening. Put 7 points up on the board for Wilson, but they still fall 47-7. I want to thank you guys for listening tonight. It's been a good one. We'll be off a couple weeks as the Riverheads Gladiators will travel to Fort Defiance next week and then travel to Stanton the week after. And then I should be back with you for the next home game here at Riverheads on the NFHS network. Riverheads in that next home game will be against Buffalo Gap, but 2 games to happen between now and then, a lot to happen in this district. As you can see, anything can happen. The other score updates just before we get off here, Stuart Straff did beat Buffalo Gap tonight, and Fort Defiance did beat Stanton. So First games of district season here. Looks like Riverheads, Stewart's Draft, and Fort Defiance with the wins. Buffalo Gap, Wilson, and Stanton with the losses. And in this short 6-game season, you can't afford many losses and still hope to make the playoffs. So all those teams losing last week will be really desperate for a victory next week. We'll have to see what happens. I'd like to remind you once again, the Yak Sports Podcast, YAC Sports. Search for that on Apple or Google or Podbean or Spotify. Find that podcast. You'll hear this voice, Leland McCrae, and my podcast partner Joe Deck talk about all the games from this past weekend. He was at the Stewart's Draft game. I'm here at the Riverheads game. We'll talk about those. We'll also talk about that Fort Defiance Stanton game. And then we'll set you up for all those matchups next week that include Riverheads traveling to Fort Defiance, Stewart's Draft and Wilson facing off, and Buffalo Gap and Stanton playing. I've been Leland McCrae. It's been a pleasure, and I will talk to you here in a couple weeks.